Did Augie give that one to you?
Yeah, I just,
Yeah,
got it just
I'd
this
like
morning.
to have one like that. I tried printing that off online,
Well,
and it won't print it off like.
we'll get a copy of it.
Okay.
Ryan, what, your vehicle, what year is your vehicle?
I believe it's 16.
What,
The 16?
16? Is it a Ford Explorer,
Yeah.
Ford Explorer?
So you got
Yeah, it's right here on this list.
Okay.
17. They're all about the same price, doesn't that?
Doesn't matter what year they are.
Good morning. Call the meeting to order with pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our esteemed board chair is away this morning, and our vice chair tagged me. So who knows, one of the others of you might get it the next time. We take roll call, please.
Certainly. Farnham.
Here.
Lawton. McCarty.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Bruner. Here. Ellis.
Here.
And Boyd.
But I don't know what's
All right. We've all had the minutes from the December 10th, 2025 regular meeting. Does anybody have any questions or corrections? If not, I'll take a motion to approve. Andy motions. Carl seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. We've had the claims against the county for review. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? If not, I take a motion to accept the claims against the county. Andy motions, Carl seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Claims against the county are approved. County board members' claims, we've also had those for review. Any questions or concerns? If not, take a motion to approve. Andy approves, Dan seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's time for public comment. I ask that you please stand and introduce yourself and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Do we have any public comment? All right, next on the agenda, there are 3 highway motions that we had discussed on Monday. The first is a motion to rescind the October 8th, 2025 resolution authorizing the county board chairman to sign a VLR number 5530 with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick, Inc. regarding the Lower Terre Haute Road. And this requires a roll call, so if you please provide that.
Motion
Oh,
second.
you still need a motion, thanks. Carl motions, Andy seconds.
Now, Paul roll.
No.
There won't be anything to sign, but since we approved it with a roll call, we need to unprove it with a roll call. So here we go. Farnham.
Yes.
Lawton. McCarty.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
And Ellis.
Yes, thank you. Next is a motion to rescind the October 8th, 2025 resolution authorizing the county board chairman to sign a VLR 05530 with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick, Inc. Regarding Clinton Road. Do we have a motion? Carl? Andy seconds. Roll call, please.
Farnham.
Yes.
McCarty.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner. Ellis.
Yes. Thank you. The third is a motion to rescind the October 8th, 2025 resolution authorizing the county board chairman to sign a VLR 5530 with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick. And this is regarding in Grandview Township regarding Adams Bridge. Do we have a motion? Carl motions. Andy seconds. Roll call, please.
Farnum,
Yes.
McCarty,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner. Dan,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes. And the next is a resolution approving the polling places with precincts served 2026 through 2027. And we discussed this, Augie shared with us at our study session, but Augie, would you like to give a recap of that, please?
Yeah, certainly. Every 2 years, the board approves the polling places for the upcoming elections over the next 2 years. So this year in '26, we have the primary and the general. Then next year, we'll have a consolidated election. And this is an updated list of all of the polling places with precincts served.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve? Carl motions. Andy seconds. Roll call, please.
Farnum,
Yes.
McCarty,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes. Officer department head reports. Taylor,
No, anything.
life's good.
Life's good.
Jesse?
Just briefly, I apologize, I didn't make it to Monday evening study session, but I do have our end-of-year report completed for 2025. I'll present that to you guys in the January 26th study session, but otherwise I don't have an end report.
Thank you. Bill?
Nothing, state's attorney's office.
Thank you. Monty?
We went up to Wisconsin for the control center little demo. We just got back, it's a lot. Just so everybody knows it, it's gonna be easy, it's not gonna be, it's gonna take some time to learn. We did learn, Jeff was able to do some things on there and he's not computer literate, so it is workable. But they said, you can play with it, and if you mess it up, you can call us type deal, but it should be interesting once it gets in there to see how, because there's a lot of functions on there you can do, and alarms go off, and it's just, it's gonna be time consuming for people to learn, but they're supposed to be here for a week to train again. It's a lot to learn in a short amount of time.
Did you have quite a few people attend?
Just 3 of us. Me and Jeff and one of the officers at the jail went. So, and I think that was more just so some of us kind of had a heads up when they came down to kind of have a little bit of knowledge of how it worked. It was just like an 8-hour class of them talking and then showing us. They had our actual thing was set up, like the stuff that we will be using. So it was interesting to see how all that worked, like transferring it over to 911 if we were busy and somebody can't be in the control room. It's just, there's a lot to it. But other than that, jail's running pretty smooth.
Did you find anything that didn't address things that you feel like you need with the system? Any deficiencies or anything?
No, there was, they had a few glitches on their side that they had to fix, which they said were no big deal. But other than that, no, it was.
So you think it'll work for our situation?
Yeah, once
Our operation.
people start to get to use it and learn how to use it, you'll be able to control what people can do, what people can't do on it. They didn't, so we're gonna have cards like for the doors and whatever, and you can set it up to, certain people can get in certain areas. So she didn't go into that. She said, when we get there, we'll do that because it's easier once everything's set up. The only thing, they didn't get into the cameras too much because the cameras were just kind of laying on the shelf to do the zoom in, and all you would see was like the top of the shelf, and it wasn't gonna help.
Right.
But it was nice to get a little bit of the knowledge firsthand instead of them just showing up and like, well, here you go, let's see what you got.
Right.
That way, a few of us will know and can help as the other ones learn how to do it. It's probably best for everybody to know how to use it, because people taking vacations or sick or whatever, and then you gotta
Right.
throw somebody else in there. But when they come down, obviously, like the dispatch is gonna have to be able to go and train on it,
Right.
other than just, the guys working at the jail, because, like I said, we can transfer over all the controls to them
Right.
if we have an emergency, medical, fight,
So
whatever.
you're not only, you have like the cards to go through doors and stuff?
They'll let you in, but they won't let you out.
Okay,
So we still have to physically let you out of the jail.
all right. And then, but also if, in the dispatch, they'll have that same, they'll have the capability, if for some reason you don't have the card, they can open a door.
Yes. And we'll be able to open doors also, but
Right.
if we're not at the control center,
Right, you know, if the two jailers are down wrestling or doing
Right.
something, someone else is a backup, so to speak.
which I think the way it looked like, you could log off and then it automatically shoots it over to them. And
Yeah.
lets them know, like, hey, you guys are in control.
Right, okay.
And then when we log back on, it'll tell them, somebody's logged back in the control center.
Right.
So they're back in control of it.
Yeah, I was hoping that's how it was gonna be, because that's kind of what we were thinking.
It's just gonna take some getting
Right.
used to. You know,
Right.
'cause everybody's used to just going in with key and unlocking
Right.
something.
Right,
And whatever, which you can still use your key, but they said as soon as you use your key, it's gonna throw an alarm.
yeah,
Which you can go in, then you go in, you have to clear it and yada yada. It's just, it's just gonna take some time getting used to.
yeah.
So, I mean, somebody who's not computer literate
Mhm,
is not gonna have the easiest time with it
mhm.
as far as like, but when Jeff jumped on there and he did a few things, I thought, well, it can't do that bad. So, other than that, I mean, the trip was, pretty informative, so.
But you're satisfied with the system
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it
and
was,
happy with it?
it almost looks like it's kind of you can kind of just look at it and figure out, but then
Right.
they start hitting other buttons and you're like, damn, where'd that come from? Because other things will pop up to do different things, and then there's timers on the doors for an alarm to go off, which you can change. Not everybody can change it, like you can set up an admin
Right.
and just officers can do certain
Right.
things. But I mean, it's gonna take some time to get used to, but I think once everybody gets used to it, it should run pretty smooth.
Okay, thank you. Glad to hear that.
I was glad to get out of there. They just cram so much into you in 8 hours that,
Mhm.
so, jeez. But it was important.
Josh, anything else from Highway Department?
Nothing changed since Monday's rotation.
Wyatt?
Good morning. I don't have anything specific. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know.
And as far as the Prairie Press, I had conveyed this to Victoria the other day, but thank you so much for all of your efforts and how smoothly and professionally the sheriffs meet the sheriff candidate went the other day and the other night. And Victoria had said at some point she'll have it all ready and posted on YouTube, and
Yes.
that would be great.
Thank you.
So, thank you very
Glad to be able
much.
to do it.
Does anybody else have any questions for department heads? All right. Committee reports. Carl, do you have anything new?
We had a meeting with CORE yesterday. Andy, myself, and Jeff met with them. We had a tour of the jail. It's come along pretty fast. You can actually, they've got the walls all up throughout the jail. We went into basically every office, got to look at they haven't finished the offices, but you can see how big they are and all that kind of stuff. Pipes running everywhere. They tested all kinds of stuff. Next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we meet with CORE for our regular 2-week meeting. But then after that, we're having a meeting to go over the complete jail, to sit down with them. Taylor's gonna come, and we're going to go room by room to make sure everything in that room is addressed as far as equipment, with the contract that we have in the jail, some of the stuff is supplied through the contract. Some of the stuff we're gonna bring from the old jail to the new jail. We're gonna go through that, make sure we got everything that's gonna be moved to address that, and then come up with items that we don't have addressed yet. Basically, if we need some extra desks, chairs, you know, we're just gonna go room by room and finalize all that, and then have a list of a few things that we still need to get that we can't move. You know, obviously, it's a bigger place, there's not gonna be everything that we need there, so we're gonna do that next week. I know Taylor, we talked about this at the 911 meeting. She's contacting AT&T Central Square, but we're gonna be setting up a meeting with them, the radio people, internet, Ross, to coordinate all that, to make sure that we've got everything in place to, and get a timeline on when things are gonna get completed, stuff like that. So, you know, there's still a lot of work to be done, but we're gonna, hopefully.
Well, the fact that you're ready for that step next week's a good sign. Thank you. Samantha, anything?
I don't, I just have a question that leads me off of what Carl said for Taylor, if that's okay. Have we reached out to Douglas, or your backup, right? Have we reached out to them and let them know an approximate timeline of the move?
No, because it's up in the air on whether we are gonna be on the cloud on 911, which is, we signed an agreement months ago. So if we're on the cloud, our downtime will be a few hours. If we're not on the cloud yet, we're talking a few days. So I haven't reached out to Douglas yet to let him know until, I have a meeting tomorrow with Central Square and AT&T. Ross is on an email thread, I don't know if he's attending or not.
What time is the meeting?
11,
Where at? Is it
on
gonna be
Zoom.
Okay. I'll reach out to him and have him get with you, and maybe he can come over and be a part of it. He needs to be a part of it.
That way we
Yeah.
kind of have an idea on where we're gonna be at.
Yeah, I think once you have kind of it might be beneficial just to send them an email and say, hey, just as an FYI, this is coming, or, you know, mid-spring. When it gets closer to the time, can we connect and get a game plan? Because, you know, as well as I do, even if you're up in the cloud, if something
Right.
doesn't come back up the way it was supposed to, it could be longer than anticipated downtime. So we just want to give them plenty of heads up. If they have to staff an extra dispatcher, you know, that we could potentially be on the hook for that. So I just, you know, let's just make sure that we're collaborating with them.
We talked about that. I said if we have to, we'll send someone over there if they don't have
Yeah,
personnel
yeah,
to help out.
yeah. So, thanks, Taylor.
When you say down, you mean we'll be down and they will be handling it at that point in time? Okay, just so everybody knows that it's not gonna be down.
Well,
That's not
we're gonna be down, and I guess at Ross, I need his intel, because I don't know about phone lines, because that's how Douglas County contacts us, is if we're down, they call us on the phone, so we're gonna have phones.
Should be,
Yeah.
should
Yeah,
be
he-
through the internet. They use internet phones. We don't have phone lines anymore.
So, I
So
mean,
it's not through a phone provider, it's through the internet provider.
Yeah, so if the internet's not.
That's through Century, that's through CenturyLink.
Yeah, if you have any questions on anything, he knows a lot
It
about.
became really evident yesterday when we were going through, there's a lot of stuff that's got to be done right now. I mean, within the next,
Yeah, yeah. And it probably, in my experience, should be tested to its fullest capacity before there begins a disconnect here to slide over into there.
that's why AT&T said 2 to 3 days if we're not in the cloud. If we're in the cloud, our hope with Central Square is to have everything set up at the new location. Like if we just take one station over there, have everything set up, and then test on that. AT&T said they need 30 to 60 days at least if we're still not in the cloud before we can move. And they need to start ordering equipment now, is what they said.
But if you have any questions, or if anybody has any questions, he knows what we've got out there and how things are gonna be working out there. It's gonna be pretty well judged. Yeah.
What they, did they say they pushed it to the end of May now? Was that what he said?
I remember something about May.
Yeah.
It's May, but there's a chance it could be earlier.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between middle of April to middle of May, somewhere in that month period.
When they're,
If there's no other hiccups,
okay,
they've got about a month period that can go either way, depending on how fast stuff comes through.
that's gonna come fast.
It will be real quick. They're
But
talking,
Have
just-
you been out there?
No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
she's gonna come next
Yeah.
Tuesday. We were going to do it yesterday, but it didn't work out.
Okay.
they've given the timeline for Illinois Century Network about March, that they could get in that room and start setting their stuff up and stuff, so.
And how long does that take, roughly?
They gotta order their stuff, and it'll take them a little while, the racks and equipment, and they gotta finish running their cable and splice it all together too, because they're, it's not gonna be over here anymore, it's gonna be running through the new jail, so they gotta make sure everybody else works, the schools and everything that swipe over too. So, that's gonna be their new big hub for this area for them.
But, you know, they say it's gonna be completed by the middle of May, but, you know, once it's completed, then there's other things has to be done and moving stuff, you know, it isn't just like gonna happen that
Right.
quick. It, you know, once it transition, you know, it'll be summer, quite honestly, early summer.
Andy, do you have anything else?
No, not today.
We have a meeting Monday with Andrew. Everything at the shelter is good. She has 52 dogs in the shelter, completely full. She's still working on the ESDA building, the old ESDA building to get straightened out for a new shelter. She's gonna have a place where they can spay and neuter, so she's trying to get a grant for the equipment for that. A lot of volunteers, a lot of stuff given to her. She's having a adoption rescue thing at Rural King in the end of the month, so hopefully we'll get some of the animals adopted out. But 52 dogs in the shelter is quite a few. But they do a good job, so not much we can do about it.
Thank you. My report is Augie sent out the email that we've rescheduled our department head meeting to February. Wanted to make sure we had a good and full agenda before we took people's time. IPMG is the insurance company that, liability insurance company that we had at one time that we do not at the moment. They come to the UCCI meetings, the county board member meetings. And the last meeting I went to, they talked about even if you do not use their services, they have a lot of free webinars, basically how to reduce liability. And so I asked Katie Mooneyham to go through there and create a report or a list that I could share then later, because there are obviously things that we could do to be proactive as a county. I registered for UCCI's January 30th meeting, where we learn more about the green energy bill that was just signed into law. And hopefully I'll have a better understanding of the impact. In the meantime, before our next board meeting, study session on the 26th, we need to take the time to read through the law regarding battery storage, standalone battery storage, to understand that better. And I spoke with Andy Kite and told him that we needed to postpone if or when he came and visited with us next. So I think that's all I have.
Phil, did you get the thing from HRC? Resolution?
I had a chance to look at
Yeah,
it.
okay. at some point, you know, you can get back with us and
Yes.
we can address that.
All right, next on our agenda is closed session to review closed session minutes. Someone want to make a motion to go into closed session? Samantha? Carl seconds. And following, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, and we won't take any action in closed session. Then we will come back into open meeting, and then we will adjourn. So, thank you. If you want to hang around, you can. Otherwise, thanks for coming.
Josh, can you just stick around?
Yeah, I will. Good, no problem. Thank you.
You, good to see you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm not fast.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ryan, for taking the trip up there.
Oh, yeah, it was a blast.
Now that we are back in open session, is there anything else that needs to? We can take the action, that's right. So we need to take action on the closed session minutes. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to keep them closed.
Carl motions that we keep them closed, Andy seconds. All in favor, we're gonna do a roll call.
Ready?
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
McCarty,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes,
Ellis.
Yes.
whatever you say.
All right, is there any other business to come before the meeting?
I did forget that I did reach out to Herb Pinkston about the ECA solar energy project. I'm confirming that it is correct that it's under the city's ordinances, even though it's not technically within the city limits. There was one case that where court had overruled that based on the city not actually having jurisdiction outside of their limits, even though there was a zoning issue. But if I confirm that, I'm going to prepare a letter for the city council to make sure they're aware, and then that we would essentially be saying that we don't want to really hold this bond money, it's your guys' project, and then get them to agree to essentially that memorandum of understanding, and I'll provide that to you guys when we sign off on the county board. But that's where we're at with it right now. And I don't know that they've actually been approved. I think that they're going through their steps, and I don't know if the city's got much in terms of approval, but Herb did say they haven't submitted any building permits yet.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other business? Okay, if not, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Samantha, motions, Andy seconds, all in favor? All right, thank you, the meeting is adjourned.
Second site stuff.
Yeah, or should you?
Yeah, you got first one.
I just didn't want to leave it too on the spot, that's why I just copied and pasted out of the front.
What was the